Hello everyone! I'm back with another one of my artworks, which hopefully isn't too hurried this time. I'm up to my ears in study right now, and even just by making this video, I'm already putting aside quite a few priorities which I should probably be getting around to ASAP, but it's still early weeks yet, so let's see how long I can juggle all my priorities for before I implode inwards. I'm very aware that last time I was trying to juggle so many things at once, my art style often drops in quality quite drastically. Other than having a nightmare about APA referencing, however, this one currently doesn't look too bad, so I'm just hoping that I can get away with things and maybe even continue on well until I manage to get a better grip regarding some things, though with my track record, I doubt that will be soon. I'm currently looking for new things to draw and concepts to explore. I really admire artists who can create deep, meaningful pieces that you can look at for ages on end and clearly recognise that, oh, this means this, and this is clearly a communicative piece illustrating such and such a concept. But just as 21 Pilots angst about constantly having to rhyme every time they sing, I constantly angst about what I'm arting, and until the day comes where I can magically unlock that elusive talent of communicating deep and meaningful concepts within my pieces, we're just going to have to stick to drawing up pretty pictures on the fly. Like this one. Because I haven't drawn dragons in such a long while, I've pretty much forgotten all the different ways you can pose a dragon. At least it's something though. Remind me to keep more of an eye on major news events and topics about what's hot. Just as I wish I could create pieces that communicate some deep meaning, it's always interesting when I'm able to rant about things too, albeit I don't do it very often. On one side, I love being able to use my voice, speak out about the way I perceive things should be, and let the world know my opinion on things. But on the other hand, don't everyone else already do that too? Is not everyone out there adding all their own cacophony to the constant din that is the internet? Like I said in one of my previous videos, you can't even say anything on the internet these days without 10 million and one people having a retaliating counterpoint about it. Imagine what it's like to actually do something worth talking about. I don't want to be perceived as one of those raging social justice warriors though, and I'll warn you now, I'm not trying to speak ill of the social justice warrior collective. I actually think they have quite a few good points and things we should probably be thinking a whole lot more as society. It's just, once you start ranting on a few things, it's how you get known as. You become just another angry face in an unreasonable crowd. And despite having so many good and interesting points to cover, I feel that no one takes social justice warriors seriously anymore because they've gotten so far into the whole culture of ranting that they never stop. And when they start actively looking for things to fight about, because they're social justice warriors, they want to constantly be fighting the good fight and setting about making change. But when you're constantly scratching for topics to be mad about and fight for, you start compromising a few things. Perhaps picking things that might not necessarily be worth the time and effort to cover, but you do it anyway because you can't just have nothing. I actually think the media have the same mentality as well, along with a few YouTubers, bloggers and people who make a name for themselves by lending their opinion on what's new and worth bickering about. And it just goes on and on and on until all you are is one big long angry rant. I might have gone off on a bit of a tangent here, but that's the way I see things anyway. I don't just want to go off and on about petty irrelevant things, or even if they are all worth covering and very important, I don't want to just be seen as a rant either. Does anyone else understand this point of view, or have we all just descended too far down into the path of X group of people are just this and that, unable to look back at the original values that may have started the movement in the first place? I don't know, I feel like I'm just dithering back and forth between 2 points here, so I'd better stop. Hope you all like the artwork though, and I hope I've been able to maintain some quality throughout this. Ciao!